If somebody told you that July, the month most gardeners write off as too late, too hot, too far gone, is actually the secret window for some of the fastest, showiest flowers you'll grow all year, would you believe them? Because that's exactly what's happening right now, and most garden owners have no idea it's even possible. While everyone else is complaining about the heat and giving up on new plantings until fall, a small group of savvy gardeners are quietly sowing seeds this week that will explode into color by September and October. Today I'm handing you 11 of those flowers, the fast growers, the forgiving ones, the ones that don't care that summer is already halfway gone. Stick with me because number 7 surprised even me when I first tried it, and by the end you'll understand why late isn't the same as too late. Hey friends, welcome back to Earthly Gardening, where we help you grow more, spend less, and actually enjoy the process along the way. If you're new here, welcome. This channel is built for regular garden owners who want real results without a fancy budget or a green thumb passed down from grandma. And if you're a returning face, you already know the drill, so let's get right into it. Before we dive into these flowers, do me one quick favor and hit that subscribe button, because we're building a whole library of budget-friendly garden wins, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Flower 1, Zinnias. Let's start with the flower that basically refuses to fail, zinnias. If you've never grown them before, July is honestly one of the best times to start, because these flowers move fast. Drop the seeds directly into warm soil and within 4 to 6 days you'll already see sprouts pushing through, which is faster than most vegetables you'd start from seed. Zinnias love heat, so instead of struggling in the summer sun like most plants, they actually thrive in it, almost like the hotter it gets, the harder they work. By the time fall rolls around, you'll have tall stems bursting with color in shades of pink, orange, red, and that deep wine purple that photographs so beautifully, the kind of color that makes your neighbors stop and ask what you did differently this year. They also happen to be one of the best cut flowers you can grow, so if you enjoy bringing color indoors, this is your plant. Cut a few stems every few days and place them in a vase and you'll actually encourage the plant to produce even more blooms, which is the opposite of what most people expect. The trick many people miss is spacing them properly, because crowded zinnias get powdery mildew fast in humid weather, that white dusty coating that ruins the leaves and slows down blooming. Give them at least 8 to 12 inches of breathing room and water at the base instead of overhead, and they'll reward you with blooms all the way until the first real frost. If you want one flower on this list that forgives almost every mistake a beginner could make, zinnias are it. Flower 2, Cosmos. Cosmos are proof that some of the prettiest flowers require almost no effort from you. These delicate, feathery plants look fragile, with thin stems and lacy leaves, but don't let that fool you, they're actually one of the toughest flowers on this list. Scatter the seeds directly where you want them to grow, barely cover them with soil, maybe a 1/4 inch at most, and step back. Within 8 weeks you'll have airy, wildflower-style blooms swaying in soft pinks, whites, and deep magentas, the kind of movement that makes a garden feel alive even on a still day. What makes Cosmos special for a July planting is how little water they actually need once established. If your summer has been brutal on your other plants, Cosmos will still be standing tall, almost like they didn't get the memo that it's supposed to be hard. In fact, too much fertilizer or attention can actually work against you here, because rich soil pushes Cosmos to grow lots of leaves and very few flowers. The secret with this one is neglect. Plant it in an average or even slightly poor patch of soil and let it fend for itself. Bees and butterflies also love them, so if you want a garden that feels alive with movement and buzzing activity, this is a flower you don't want to skip. Many gardeners plant Cosmos along fences or at the back of a bed, letting them sway freely in the wind, which somehow makes the whole garden feel more relaxed and less structured. Flower 3, Dwarf Sunflowers. Now I know what you're thinking, sunflowers take forever, right? Not the dwarf varieties. Instead of the giant kind that can take months and tower over your fence, dwarf sunflowers are bred to bloom fast and stay compact, which makes them perfect for a July start. Some varieties will give you flowers in as little as 50 days, meaning if you plant them this week, you could be looking at blooms before the end of August, with more waves following right into fall if you succession plant every couple of weeks. They work beautifully in containers too, so even if you're short on space or only have a balcony, you're not out of luck here. A large pot with good drainage and a few hours of direct sun is really all they need. There's something about a row of small, cheerful sunflower faces turning toward the sun that just makes a garden feel complete, almost like little spectators watching the day go by. Honestly, they tend to surprise people the most, because nobody expects sunflowers to move this quickly, and when friends or family see them blooming in under 2 months, it's usually the flower that gets the most questions. If you want a quick win that feels rewarding almost immediately, dwarf sunflowers deliver that in a way few other flowers can match. Flower 4, Marigolds. Marigolds might be the most underestimated flower in this entire list. People often think of them as a filler plant, something you throw in around the edges without much thought, but they deserve way more credit than that. For a July sowing, marigolds are ideal because they germinate quickly, often within 5 days, tolerate heat exceptionally well, and bloom continuously once they get going, sometimes producing flowers for months without a break. Beyond the visual appeal of their gold, orange, and deep red petals, marigolds actually help protect your other plants by repelling certain pests naturally, including some soil-dwelling nematodes and a few flying insects that tend to bother vegetables. So while you're growing something beautiful for fall, you're also giving your garden a bit of built-in protection, without spending a dime on chemical sprays or store-bought repellents. They're also incredibly forgiving of inconsistent watering, which makes them a great option if your schedule gets busy during the fall transition. If you're someone who wants beauty and practicality in one plant, marigolds check both boxes without asking much from you in return, and they pair especially well when planted near tomatoes or peppers that are still producing into early fall. If you're enjoying this list so far, take a second to drop a comment telling me which flower you're most excited to try, and if you haven't already, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more garden owners just like you. Alright, let's keep going, because the next few flowers might be the most surprising ones on this entire list. Flower 5, Nasturtiums. Nasturtiums are one of those flowers that make people ask, wait, you grew that from seed? They're fast, forgiving, and honestly a little rebellious in how they grow, trailing and climbing wherever they please without much guidance from you. Plant the seeds directly into the soil, about half an inch deep, and within a week you'll see sprouts breaking through with surprisingly large, round leaves. What makes nasturtiums perfect for July is that they actually prefer slightly poorer soil, so if your garden bed isn't perfect or you've got a patch that never seems to grow much, don't worry, this flower doesn't need pampering, and in fact it thrives on being a bit neglected. The blooms come in fiery oranges, soft yellows, and deep reds, and even the leaves are edible with a peppery bite similar to arugula, giving your garden a little bonus if you enjoy cooking with what you grow. By fall, you'll have a cascade of color spilling over pots, borders, or even up a small trellis if you let it climb, and they're particularly striking when planted near the edge of a raised bed where the vines can tumble downward. Flower 6, Celosia. Celosia often gets overlooked because people assume it's complicated, but this flower is actually one of the easiest and most dramatic choices for a July planting. The blooms look almost otherworldly, some shaped like flames licking upward, others like brains or feathery plumes, in colors so vivid, hot pinks, deep crimsons, bright yellows, that they almost don't look real in person. Once the seeds germinate, which usually takes about a week in warm soil, celosia grows quickly in hot weather, which makes it a natural fit for this time of year when other flowers might be struggling with the heat. It also holds up incredibly well as a dried flower, keeping its color and shape for months, so if you love the idea of bringing a piece of your fall garden indoors for months afterward, celosia gives you that option without any special preservation tricks. Most people don't realize how low maintenance this dramatic-looking flower actually is until they try it themselves, and once they do, it tends to become a repeat favorite in their garden every single year after that. Flower 7, Calendula. Calendula is often called the flower for people who want beauty with a purpose. It grows fast, usually blooming within 6 to 8 weeks, tolerates cooler fall temperatures better than most flowers on this list, and keeps blooming steadily as the weather starts to shift from summer heat into crisp autumn air. Beyond its bright orange and yellow petals, calendula has a long history of being used in skin care and natural remedies, which makes it a favorite among gardeners who like plants that do more than just look pretty sitting in a bed. Sow it directly in July and you'll have blooms lasting well into the cooler months, often outlasting flowers that struggle once temperatures start to drop below what they can handle. It also happens to be one of the easiest flowers to save seed from, so once you grow it one season, you may never need to buy seeds again. If you want something that bridges summer color into a graceful fall finish while also giving you a little something practical for your home apothecary, calendula is exactly that bridge. Flower 8, Cleome. Cleome, sometimes called spider flower, brings a bit of drama and height to a fall garden that most people don't expect from a simple July seed packet. These tall, spiky blooms almost look like something from a tropical garden, yet they grow easily from direct seed in warm July soil, often reaching several feet tall by the time fall arrives. Within weeks you'll notice quick vertical growth, and by fall you'll have striking pink, white, or purple blooms towering above the rest of your flower bed, giving your garden a layered, professional look without any real effort on your part. Cleome also tends to self-seed generously, meaning if you let a few blooms go to seed at the end of the season instead of deadheading everything, you might find volunteer plants popping up again next year without you lifting a finger or spending another dime on seeds. For gardeners who want height and a bit of unexpected flair without the fuss of staking or trellising, this flower delivers both in one easy package. Flower 9, Tithonia. Tithonia, often known as Mexican sunflower, is one of those flowers that quietly steals the show even though it rarely gets mentioned alongside more popular varieties. It grows tall, fast, sometimes reaching 4 to 6 feet by fall, and produces vivid orange blooms that butterflies absolutely cannot resist, especially monarchs during their fall migration. If you've been wanting to attract more pollinators to your garden, this is one of the most effective flowers you can plant in July, arguably more effective than flowers specifically marketed for pollinator gardens. It handles heat exceptionally well, doesn't mind a bit of neglect or inconsistent watering, and rewards you with blooms that last well into fall, often until the first hard frost finally puts an end to the season. The stems grow strong and sturdy, so even in windy weather you won't find them flopping over like some other tall flowers tend to do after a summer storm. If you want a showstopper that also supports your local pollinator population during a critical time of year, Tithonia earns its place on this list easily and might just become the plant everyone asks about. Flower 10, Amaranthus. Amaranthus might be the boldest flower on this entire list, with cascading blooms in deep reds and purples that almost look like something from a fantasy garden or a painting rather than something you grew yourself. Despite its dramatic appearance, it's surprisingly simple to grow from seed, especially in the heat of July when the soil is already warm enough to encourage fast germination. It grows quickly, doesn't demand much attention beyond occasional watering, and gives you a striking visual centerpiece heading into fall that photographs beautifully against a golden afternoon sky. Some gardeners even use the seeds and leaves in cooking, since amaranth has been a food crop for centuries in various cultures, so beyond its beauty, amaranthus offers a bit of practicality too if you're interested in growing something a little more unusual for your kitchen. If you want a flower that makes people stop and ask what it is every single time they walk by, this is the one that does exactly that, and it rarely fails to spark a conversation. Flower 11, Sweet Alyssum. Rounding out this list is Sweet Alyssum, a small but mighty flower that fills in gaps in your garden with a soft carpet of white, pink, or purple blooms that seem to appear almost overnight. It grows fast, often flowering within just a few weeks of sowing, sometimes as quickly as 4 weeks, and its gentle honey-like scent brings in pollinators without asking for much in return from you as the gardener. Sweet Alyssum works beautifully as a border plant, softening the edges of your garden while also helping cool the soil around your taller flowers as fall approaches and temperatures start to swing more dramatically between day and night. It's proof that not every showstopper needs to be big or bold, sometimes the quiet ones tie the whole garden together and make everything else look more intentional. Many gardeners also use it as a living mulch, tucking it beneath taller plants where it suppresses weeds while adding a delicate finishing touch to the whole bed. So there you have it, 11 flowers that prove July isn't the end of your growing season, it's actually a hidden second chance most garden owners never take advantage of. If this list opened your eyes to what's still possible right now, do me a favor and subscribe to Earthly Gardening, because we're covering practical, budget-friendly garden wins like this all the time. Drop a comment letting me know which of these flowers you're planting first, and if this helped you, share it with a fellow gardener who thinks it's too late to plant anything new. Because as you just saw, it never really is. I'll see you in the next one.